Cheers, I do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? Sorry, I was looking away at the time. I was trying to make something here. And it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. Anyways, how the heck are you? Believe it or not, this is going to be my first beer of the night. I know most of you won't believe it, but it is. It is the truth. From the Delbert McClinton song "The Rub." I may mislead you, but I never lie to you. Anyway, I love that tune. I may mislead you, but I never lie to you. And the other person says, "Well, hell, that's the way it ought to be." Anyways, I digress. I digress, man. Anyways, anyways, anyway. Let's see. Make sure I got this fixed right here. And we will here in about a half a second, and you will have my undivided attention. I don't know why I can't get that to stay there, but I can't for some reason. Anyways, how the heck are you? So I've got something new from Banter Brewing in my growler here, as you can see. It is their Doppel Dunkel. We've all had a Doppel Bock, but if we had a Doppel Dunkel, this one comes in at 7.5%. It is absolutely delicious. And I've had it before. This is the first time I've had a growler of it and been able to do a video for y'all. So anyway, sláinte. Oh man, that is absolutely amazing. The nose on that is just exquisite. So the regular Dunkel is absolutely brilliant. It really is. But he did this Doppel Dunkel, and I'm not sure what inspired him, but oh man, it is amazing. And I do believe there's going to be a barrel aged version of it out later in the year, which I'm really, really, really looking forward to. Yeah, I really am, man. I really am. Oh man, 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 that is good. Very rich and decadent double brown ale, Doppel Dunkel. Oh, fuck nuggets and gravy. That is good, man. I don't care who you are. That's good. John, how are you, my friend? I'm going to post your comment here. Sounds like something that I'll need to get out there. Hey, man, I hope so. I'd like to show you around the town. Uh, but in the interest of full disclosure, I do work for Banter. I want to make sure people know that. So, in my defense, so if you look up my videos before I started working there, I loved their stuff then. The brewer there, one of the brewer and one of the owners, I should say, Brian, is just amazing, and I feel like he just keeps getting better and better. He just came out with another one though. They call Cluster Cup, a chocolate peanut butter porter. That thing is gorgeous. I do have a growler of that, but we're going to deal with that one tomorrow. But today I wanted to start on this Doppel Dunkel. I For some reason I didn't get the. I usually see the post for your Lager Room guys, and you had the Brew Guru on for the pumpkin beer show, and I didn't see it until after the show was over. For some reason, it wasn't showing up on my feed because I wanted to tune in for that one, but I missed it completely. I was bummed out. I had to watch it afterwards because they usually show up early, but I didn't get it till after the show. By the time I got it, I went to click on the link, and the show was done. So I was, oh man, oh man. I do know why you didn't have me for a pumpkin beer episode because I'm not a huge fan, and I know John is. He certainly knows more about the style than I do. I mean, there's a few that I like, but I'm just not a huge fan of the style. I think it's been played out at this point. I think there's a handful of classics that are good. The Schlaf, I think the Schlafly, even though it wasn't the first, was one of the early versions of an 8% pumpkin beer, and that thing is just still gorgeous today as it was way back when it first came out. I believe the Buffalo Bill was the first. And I used to be able to get that one, but I can't get it in my neck of the woods anymore. But the Schlafly would just, I mean, the Schlafly was basically a double version of the style. That's what made that Schlafly so great at 8%. Uh, Oh, we got another brewery, Piney River, that in the past had done a sweet potato ale. They did it for a handful of years consecutively, and then they quit doing it for a few years. They brought it back, and I don't think they made it again this year. I haven't heard, but I like the idea of the sweet potato ale better because I think if you're actually using the product, if you're actually using pumpkin or sweet potato, I think you're going to get more flavor from a sweet potato than you are a pumpkin. And a lot of pumpkin ales are more about the spice than the actual pumpkin. You're not really tasting the pumpkin for the most part. A lot of them don't even add pumpkin. It's just spice. They're just calling it a pumpkin ale because of the pumpkin spice. For those that add pumpkin, you're not really getting a lot of pumpkin flavor, right? A lot of them will add other squash to give flavor. You're mostly getting a texture, a mouthfeel from that. Yeah, I do like the Schlafly, but a sweet potato is a whole different thing. There's a lot of flavor in a sweet potato. My son Seamus actually invented a sweet potato Well, I don't know, he was the first, but anyway, he came up with an idea for a sweet potato barbecue sauce that was absolutely brilliant. I smoked the sweet potatoes, then we parade them, and then he had parade them, and then he added his own blend of spices. A lot of them were kind of like a jerk spice, I guess. And boy, but that sauce was so good. Oh, mercy. I bet it was. John's brilliant with that stuff. I don't know why I didn't get the link for it though. Like I said, your stuff usually shows up on my feed, but I never found the link until after the show was done. Anyways, I digress. It's been a long day for me. I worked my day gig, and then I had to go work my night gig. So I just got home, and I was so exhausted. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but my wife made me a cup of coffee before I went. That kind of held me through. At one point, I thought I'll get to about 8 o'clock or 7:30, and I'll have a Coke, and that'll get me to the end. But then we were busy early on, but then we got slow because the game started. Of course, the Chiefs were playing, and so and I work at a place that doesn't have any television set. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm hoping I can bring something from banter to the show, something a little bit different that's maybe only something obviously very regional, something that hasn't been out of Springfield that nobody else would have had before. I'm looking forward to doing that. But I'm more of an enthusiast. If you're looking for a historian, John is the guy. John's great to have on shows like that because he knows a lot of the backstory to everything. Whereas my forte is just a little bit different, right? I'm more about the moment, the beer, the flavor, the aroma. I'm all about the moment, the spontaneity. But John is the historian. Uh, Pick up where we left off with the Christmas. Yeah, that was a lot of fun too. Yeah, yeah. We'll keep in touch. I'm looking forward to doing that show with you. I have well, maybe spinoff is the wrong word. I have an idea for you. You're doing the Christmas or the holiday beer show, but I think you and I should do a holiday cocktail show. And we could do it on your program or mine. I don't care which, but if I think you and I, it'd be brilliant to have you and I, and even if Samurai wants to join in, do a holiday cocktail show. Or maybe just spirit show in general, so what spirits or what cocktails are perfect for this time of year. All right, we'll put it on the schedule. The problem is my schedule's been so nuts, so I'm not sure what's going on. Uh, Started back to my day gig, which has been a royal pain in the ass so far, but but the night gig is great. Oh, excuse me. Hope I didn't get any on you. Oh, this beer is absolutely gorgeous, man. I gotta tell you, the Doppel Dunkel. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, what would be if we're talking per style, uh, from a BJCP point of view, what flavors and aromas you should get from a beer like this. I honestly don't know. But what I can tell you what I'm picking up, I feel like I get a little bit of caramel notes, but not in a sweet way, if that makes any sense to you. Almost like the idea of caramel, right? But there's a lot of herbal notes happening here from the hops that really balance out any sweetness that might be in here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my lord, at 7.5%, this beer is pure genius. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know that I've ever had a Doppel Dunkel before. I've had a Doppelbock, but I don't know that I've ever had a Doppel Dunkel. I didn't even realize it was a style, but here we are. Nevertheless, here we are. Oh man, it is delicious. Using my pheasant mug, it is my right-handed pheasant mug, because if I use my left hand, you can't see the pheasant, you see, so it's a right-handed mug. Yeah, I'll send you some dates. We'll see what'll work for you, because I know your schedule is crazy too, but we'll try to figure something out. Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate you tuning in. Anyway, I digress. I digress, man. I wasn't going to have any beer tonight because my schedule this weekend is insane. But I don't have to get up real early tomorrow, so I thought, oh, what the hell? I just wanted to dig into this Doppelbock and see what happened. Doppelbock, Doppeldunkel. I correct myself. Doppel, I'm digging this Doppeldunkel. Yeah, the new beer that Banter has is called Cluster Cup. It's a peanut butter porter, and it is absolutely brilliant. So I do have a growler of that, but I'm going to save that one for either Friday or Saturday. I haven't decided which day I'm going to open that one, but I actually poured this one yesterday, which is why I decided to go ahead and drink it today. Or drink part of it anyway. I don't know that I'll get through the whole thing. It's only a 32-ounce growler, which is 2 pints, but it does seem like a lot of beer. I'm pouring it into a 12-ounce mug here, so I'm going to get about 3 glasses out of it. But boy, boy howdy. Anyway, it's a little Cream magazine reference. Boy howdy! I keep thinking I want to buy a Boy Howdy shirt, because only a select number of people are going to know what that's from, and it's going to be people that are over 50. I'm not sure anybody under 40 is going to get it. I don't know that many people between 40 and 50 are going to get, to be honest with you. But been dying to buy a Boy Howdy shirt. Uh, but they're kind of expensive, and I'm kind of cheap. Every time I have a little extra money, I think I'm going to order one, but then something happens and the money gets spent somewhere else. So I keep hoping to find one on sale on the Cream website. I had a Cream magazine subscription back in the day. My sister actually got me a 2-year subscription when I was 14. So from 14 to 16, I had that subscription. Wish I still had those magazines, though. I had to get rid of them during several moves. Of course, I was a kid, obviously, but boy, I wish I had the foresight to kept those magazines, because they'd be collector's items by now. And some of the articles in there were just so amazing. Some of the bands, there were a lot of Cream was a little bit different than some of the other rock and roll magazines. I felt like the articles were more in depth, a lot more insight. Even in some ways more than Rolling Stone, which got more credibility, because Cream was kind of dubbed more of a teen magazine, even though it really shouldn't have been. But you also had Circus and Hit Parader at the time, and I felt like Circus and Hit Parader, uh, focused more on what the mainstream acts were. But from Cream, you heard about acts that weren't mainstream. You heard about Iggy and the Stooges. You heard about Ian Hunter. You heard about Mott the Hoople. You heard about a lot of not mainstream acts, New York Dolls. And you didn't hear a lot of those in those other magazines, especially Rolling Stone, which is focused on, That's one thing I loved about Cream. The articles were just a little bit different. They talked about bands that the other magazines weren't talking about. Like the heyday. I don't know if it was the heyday of rock and roll because that probably happened in the 50s, but it was that heyday of the music of that time, I guess. And then people quit, the rock and roll at the time. It just became something else that people quit buying the magazines, and Cream went out of business, and I think some of the others did as well. People still buy Rolling Stone, but for what reason, I don't know. Rolling Stone hasn't been relevant in probably 40 years, in my opinion. I don't know that they've done anything intelligent in at least 40 years. They just become this big mainstream rag. People still buy it. I don't know why, because they haven't done anything relevant in over 40 years. I don't think they've written a decent article in over 40 years. But people buy it because it says Rolling Stone. That's the one that everybody should pay attention to. But quite frankly, if you compare some of the rock and roll articles from Cream magazine from the early 70s up into the mid 80s to the articles about rock and roll bands, I'm not talking about the other bullshit that Rolling Stone did. I'm going to talk about specifically the rock and roll articles. I'm telling you, the Cream magazine articles were more in depth than the Rolling Stone articles, because Rolling Stone is basically for shallow people, right? Rolling Stone's a magazine for people that really don't care about anything. Well, they pretend to care. It's like right on the, right there, almost, but not quite. That's what Rolling Stone is. Tom, tell us how you feel. It's my first beer, but it's 7.5% beer. It's my first one of the day. By golly, I've been working all day. I've had time to drink. Anyways, but I am tired, so it's probably part of why I seem a little loopy. Yeah, I am really tired. It's been a long day. I've been up since about 5:30 this morning. Well, technically 6, but I was awake at 5:30. Just didn't want to get out of bed right away. It's a rough morning, man. It's been a long ass week. I'm just getting tired. I'm old and tired, and I'm tired of denying my curmudgeon face. I'm tired of trying to hold back when my inner curmudgeon just wants to let loose. I want to tear some folks a new asshole. I want to let loose. I want to go full Andy Rooney. I want to grow out the eyebrows. I want to let the mustache get long and funky. You can have mustache, but it'd be the same kind of thing. Yeah. I just want to go full Andy Rooney. I am right there, man. Don't you hate it when, oh man, I want to go full Andy Rooney. I want to go full curmudgeon, baby. Full tilt untamed, to borrow a line from uh, Ray Wiley Hubbard tune. Full tilt untamed. Anyway, mercy, Percy. I want to go full curmudgeon, damn it. I always want to let loose. anyways, I digress. Fuck me and the horse I rode in on. Anyways, I digress. We're going to wrap this one up. I thought about pouring some more, but we're going to stop now. We're at about 20 minutes. I may do another video later. I don't know. Inner peace. Let's go. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist. Bro, I had some whiskey ready just in case, but I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a pause for the cause. We'll see if something happens later. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, but I may do a second video a little bit later and then go full Andy Rooney. Have a good one, guys. Lunch.